J-Real. J-Real.
Welcome back. ¿Cómo estás, people? We're so glad to have you here in the Average Joe Sports Talk Show. My name is J-Real. I will be your host. Now, we were planning on doing a little bit of a promotional piece for our new sponsor with 60 Minute Self-Defense, but unfortunately we weren't able to get with them over the weekend because it was a holiday, and I hope everyone had a happy Easter, but we are going to try to get with him sometime during this week, and he will be coming up, and we will have him on the show. So for right now, we are just going to cover sports today, and there's a lot of stuff going on, especially in the NFL. So we're going to go ahead and just cut right to it. Now, what's going on in the NFL is a lot of free agents are being picked up. There's some trades going on, and we just wanted to give you some of the new information that has come across the wires. Now, right off the bat, we got to go to Kevin Kolb. Kevin Kolb was a free agent, and he was just picked up by the Buffalo Bills. Now, this is reportedly a 2-year deal worth an estimated $12 million. Now, folks, I already kind of gave my cut on Kevin Kolb. If it wasn't last week, I believe it was the week before. The guy's had numerous chances to be a number one starter in the NFL, to be the one guy to get the job done, and he just has not produced. So here we go in Buffalo. They picked the guy up. He's a 6-year veteran now. So here's his third chance. Is he going to be able to prove that he could be an elite quarterback in the NFL? Well, for Buffalo's sake, we hope so. Because for $12 million over a 2-year period, he better be something. He better produce, and he better make the best of this opportunity, because I believe that this will be his last chance. So, good job, and good luck to Kevin Kolb. Now, Seattle trades Matt Flynn. That is right. Matt Flynn is no longer with Seattle. They have traded him to the Oakland Raiders for 2 draft picks. So, Matt Flynn, coming out of Green Bay, was really hyped up, but unfortunately, he's not going to do it in Seattle. And there's the reason why, is because they had a rookie come out and just blow up last year in Seattle. So, he has to move on to greener pastures, and they're going to try to do it for the Raiders. So, Matt Flynn, good luck with the Raiders. Now, what does that mean for the Raiders and their QB situation? Carson Palmer, the Arizona Cardinals are in final talks with the Raiders to claim Carson Palmer. Now, the way it's going to be set up is Carson Palmer will have to take a pay cut from $13 million to $8 million. Cardinals are also going to have to give up a late-round draft pick and a swap of a late-round draft pick to the Raiders to go ahead and trade for Carson Palmer. So what does this mean for the Cardinals? The Cardinals are obviously in really need of a QB. Now, Carson Palmer had a 61% completion rating last year. He threw for over 4,000 yards. Now, folks, what does this mean? This means that the QB is totally running the NFL right now. It is a total quarterback-driven league. Everybody seems to be throwing for 3,000, 4,000 yards, and there are even some quarterbacks that predict to throw for 5,000 yards this next season. So, is it saying that Carson Palmer is one of these elite quarterbacks because he threw for over 4,000 yards? No, not really, but it is saying that he can get the job done. So, Arizona is picking up a quarterback from Oakland, and Oakland is picking up a fresh quarterback in Matt Flynn. So, it's going to be really interesting to see how this works out, how this pans out for them. So before we go any further into the NFL talks, we're just going to cut away because we've got to thank our sponsors, the Player Zone and the Right On Time Errand and Delivery Service, for hooking us up with the really cool man cave, we call it the house, and giving us all this cool stuff to sell for them and market for them. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to wrap up with the NFL. Don't go anywhere. A lot of cool show coming up.
Oh, wow, this stuff in the Player Zone is so cool. Oh, wow, they got Magic, sports cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think there's some comic books back there. And the Player Zone will even price this stuff for free. Oh, wow. Player Zone will buy, sell, and trade any of this stuff. And what can I get for her?
All right. Welcome back from the break. I'm your host, Jay Real. Now, just to recap, I did forget to mention, Arizona did pick up, or they are trying to pick up, Carson Palmer. That should be completed over the next day or two. But what does that mean for John Skelton? He was given the hatchet. He was released from the Arizona Cardinals roster. So we'll see if he gets picked up and goes in somewhere. Excuse me. So moving on, we have to talk about Tony Romo. Tony Romo signed a 7-year extension worth over $100 million. Now, Cowboy fans, you can give us feedback, leave us comments. You can call into the show, write us a letter, tweet, whatever you want to do. But what we want to know is, how do you feel about Tony Romo staying on with you Cowboys, your Cowboys team, for another 7 years? 7 years at over $100 million worth of revenue cap taken from that team. Well, we got to look at it this way. What else were the Cowboys going to do? Who else out there is a good enough quarterback to try to push the Cowboys over this hump that they've been dealing with for the last, 5 to 10 years? Tony Romo, even though he seems to be a thorn in your all's foot or a thorn in your back, whatever you want to call it, he seems to be the only guy worth what the Cowboys can deal with. What I mean by that is, look at all the free agents, look at anyone worth that we've talked about already in the trade rumors. Who else is better than Tony Romo right now? Even though he seems to make blunders in the worst times possible for you Cowboys fans, he still is a very good quarterback. We don't have his statistics right here, but I can tell you right now he's probably in the top 5, for sure top 10, passing yards, completions, interception to touchdown ratios. He is a really good quarterback. He just seems to make some really bad decisions in the worst times. So, with that said, Cowboy fans, you are stuck with him for at least another 7 years, because a lot of that money is guaranteed. So, they're not going to just give him this huge contract and say in a year or two, see you later, hasta la vista or whatever. They're going to keep him around. So, he is going to have to step up, and who knows, if he wins a championship over the next 5 years, I'm sure the Cowboys fans and the Cowboy team himself would say it was a good deal. So we're interested to see how the Cowboys play out next season. Now, the Colts have just signed or just picked up Darius Hayward Bay. He was a free agent. It's really interesting to see that they made this move, because now they have a good receiver for their young quarterback. He needs weapons. He's going to need weapons like Hayward Bay to push them over to the next level. So that was a really good move for the Colts, we feel. And then finally, the Browns trade Colt McCoy to the 49ers. Now, the 49ers are in no serious need or no serious threat. Their quarterback, this guy is phenomenal. He's 2 years into the league. Kaepernick, this guy, he can run, he can throw, He throws on the run. He makes good decisions. It's really good to see someone with this type of skill set doing well in the NFL, because most experts will say that these types of mobile quarterbacks don't do well in the NFL because they're prone to getting hurt. They're prone to injury because of their athletic plays and them not wanting to stay in the pocket or lay down. We're all for these types of quarterbacks. We love mobile quarterbacks. We love to see them extend the plays, go down the field, find that cutting receiver, boom, hit him for 20 yards, and then them run another 15, 20 yards. Those are the kind of plays we like to see here at the Average Joe Sports Talk Show. So, with that said, you can see that there's a lot of stuff going on in the NFL every day. People are moving, people are making decisions, making choices, picking up people off the wires. So it's getting real exciting. And then the draft is right around the corner. So that'll even add to the excitement of the NFL coming up. But that's our NFL talk. And before we wrap up, we have to talk about the NCAA tournament. March Madness is over, but really it's just extending into April. As I said a week ago in our show, I showed my Final Four, I showed my brackets and my Final Four predictions, and mine got busted this weekend. I had Louisville, Florida, Miami, and Ohio State in the Final Four. Folks, how in the world is Ohio State going to lose to Wichita State? That is just crazy. But it happens. It happens. And then, of course, Miami got beat days ago. But I have to say, my Louisville pick is still hanging on in there. They're still hanging in there. Now, I did have Ohio State winning the whole thing, so my bracket's busted. There's really not much more to say about that. Right now, we're going to have, in the Final Four, we have Louisville taking on Wichita State, and we have Michigan taking on Syracuse. Give us your feedback, your comments. Let us know if your bracket's not busted. It'd be amazing. It'd be a miracle if you had actually picked these teams. We'd like to know about it. We're really going to get fired up for the Final Four. Now it's kind of anyone's game. I mean, Louisville's still in there. They seem to be the top pick right now. We'll see how that plays out. Now, again, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in. This was a really quick show. We had to make some adjustments because we want to, for our sponsor that we're going to introduce hopefully by the end of this week. We had a lot of time frame for them put aside, but that's all right. Short, sweet. That's the way we wanted it to be today. We hope you enjoyed the information. Again, we've got to thank the Player Zone for all the cool stuff, for giving us the house, for hooking us up. We also got to thank Right On Time Airing and Delivery Service. And real soon, 60 Minutes Self-Defense will be on. They'll be hooking us up with promos and letting us go out to their dojo and seeing them live in action, protecting people, showing them how to protect themselves and take care of themselves. So for right now, Jay Real wants to say thank you so much. Much love and peace. See ya at the end of the week, folks. All right, normally, folks, we would be doing my intro or my outro music, but we're going to just take a quick second because we are changing something on the show. That's right. We are introducing new music for the intro and the outro. This is done by my son, Braden. This is a group called Bong Sludge. The name of the album is The Scud. These guys are really good. It's rock, metal, whatever you want to call it. It's heavy. And we're real excited. On this show it won't be, but hopefully by next show we will have them as our intro and outro music. But we got to say thank you guys so much for hooking us up with the Bong Sludge CD, the demo. If anyone's interested, if you hear some of the music and you're interested in picking up a CD of them, let me know, and I will get in touch with my son, and you can get a copy of The Scud yourself. But this will be playing throughout our future shows. So we're really excited, and we just got to say thank you guys. Bung Sludge. Tune in to them. They'll be coming on soon. Peace and much love. J Real out.